Okay, I want to welcome everybody to our call tonight. And I just am excited that you took the opportunity to be a part of what we have to share tonight. And so um, that you just said, hey, somebody thought enough of me that they wanted to hear a little bit more information. And so I just am excited that you're here. And let me just double check that I've got this going. Locked in. Okay, Allison, and can you hear me? Is that all good?
Yep, I can hear you. Do you hear me?
Okay, I can. All right, so what we're going to do tonight is, if you'll just, our plan for tonight is we're going to share a little bit about our story and then share a little bit about the Arbonne products and how this might be a fit for you. And there's a place that if you guys want to ask a question, there's a chat session. And so you can ask a question if you would like to, and that would be, and we can answer those at the very end. So I'm going to introduce you to my friend, Miss Allison Cooper. And Allison lives in California, and she's going to share just a little bit about how she got into Arbonne and where she is going with all of that. So Allison, I'll let you take over.
Awesome. Thank you, Legina. And thank you, everyone, for coming on the call tonight and taking some time away from your busy lives and your families to join us tonight. So like Regina said, my name is Allison Cooper, and I'm an independent consultant and district manager with Arbonne, living in the Sacramento area of California. And I've been with Arbonne for almost 2 years. I was first introduced to Arbonne by a lady who's now my really good friend, Kelly Pineda. And but at the time, I didn't know her too well. We had volunteered a couple of times together at our daughter's school. And over about a 3-year period, she had introduced me persistently over and over and over, invited me to various Arbonne events, to which I always said no. And she'd even given me samples a few times, to which I took them home, but I never actually tried any of them. And she was just really very kind, but very persistent. And I was pretty skeptical of really even hearing what it was that she was doing, because I had had a bad experience a number of years back with another network marketing company. And I just figured Arbonne was another one of those pyramid scheme things. So I just didn't want to spend the time to find out about it. And I was really busy also at the time. I mean, like everybody is. I had my family life. I was volunteering a lot. I was taking online classes in nutrition, and I was working as a personal trainer and a fitness instructor. So Kelly just lovingly, kept inviting me. And so finally I met her for lunch one day. I figured I would just listen to her singing, and all the time in my mind, I was planning on just telling her no. I mean, whatever it was she had going on, it was going to be no, so I could just get her off my back with kind of a clear conscience. So I was really kind of bad about it. But she invited along her friend, area manager Tracy Moore. And when I finally sat down to listen to what they had to share, honestly, you guys, I was really impressed. And they just explained to me how network marketing is not a pyramid scheme. It's actually a legitimate form, a legitimate way of doing business that more and more people and more companies are turning to. And I was also really struck by the integrity of the company and of the product ingredients. So, you can imagine I was taking nutrition classes, working in the fitness industry. So I'm all about health, and I had I was really particular about what I fed myself and my family. So when I, learned about Arbonne's product quality, which I think Regina is going to share with us in a little bit, I was just like, wow, this has really got me intrigued. And then, so what was really the key, turning point for me was when I realized that I could earn with Arbonne not just an adequate income or like a little side income, but really a respectable career level, like advanced career level, and even higher income, and that it's based on my efforts. And that was really important to me, to be my own boss, to set my own schedule, and be able to keep my priorities, which is my family, first. So the thing that, Kelly she didn't know about me at the time, was that my financial life looked pretty good from the outside. My husband and I had done pretty well, but we had several investments that were scheduled to end over the coming years. And honestly, we had no way of replacing those investments because we were spending every penny that came in. So even though I was, comfortable financially at the time, I knew that the future was going to be pretty bleak, and I needed to start now creating income for my family's future. But at the same time, I just couldn't stand the idea of just getting some kind of dumb old, like, entry-level 40-hour-a-week, job, where somebody else was setting the terms and conditions and schedule. And the reason that I was so sort of adamant about, having my own power over my own schedule was because that's what I was used to. I, many years ago, had been a mortgage broker, and so working for myself and, working under my own terms. And after that, then I was a homemaker, out of the workforce for about 12 years. I was very blessed to be able to stay home with my little girl. And also, I hadn't finished my bachelor's degree. So when I looked at my resume, I kind of thought, what kind of a good job could I possibly get with that kind of resume? And that's really why I had decided to become a personal trainer, because I wanted to serve other people with their health. It was really my passion. It is my passion of being able to help other people with their physical, mental, their financial, now also health, their well-being. And so when I saw with Arbonne that I could do that and still be my own boss, but that it would pay much better than being a fitness instructor. And I love being a fitness instructor and personal trainer, but it just, in the long term, it doesn't have that good of financial prospects. So when Kelly and Tracy showed me that I could build an Arbonne business alongside what I was already doing, that would enable me to help other people and provide for my family's future, very well. In fact, provide in a much, much bigger way than I ever thought I could, than I ever imagined I would be able to do. When I saw that, I felt hope again. And that's something that I had lived without for a number of years, and I just didn't think that I would ever feel that again. I wasn't even looking for it. And so I started to actually feel hope, like, wow, this could work. This could be the thing. And I started to be able to kind of dream again and imagine that, wow, maybe for the first time, really since the recession, I could start to picture that my family could one day have an abundant financial health, an abundant financial future, pay off our debts, take a nice vacation once in a while, buy a house again. No crazy dreams. I think it's kind of what a lot of people want out of life. So I joined right away, but then I kind of took my time, building slowly, and became a district manager out at right about 1 year. And so far, now I'm 2 years in, my Arbonne income has enabled us to afford to buy a new car when the old one died. And it's also helping us now to pay off our debt at a very accelerated rate. So I'm saving a lot, by having that paid off. Also, the training that I've gotten from our team, the support, the friendship, you guys, is incredible, because Arbonne people are just the best people. My confidence is so much stronger. my beliefs and skills have grown so much. And really, my Arbonne team has become my best friends. They're such positive, encouraging people. And, you know, there was some very wise person, some self-development guru once said that who you are is a reflection of I think it's the 5 people you spend the most time with. And I just am so excited that I'm able to share so much time with my Arbonne team because they're amazing, amazing, wonderful people. So you guys, we have a proven recipe for success with this business. And I absolutely know, I've seen it in my life, I've seen it in other people's lives, that when I work my business consistently, it grows, and so does my income. And I know that my Arbonne business is going to let me, you know, pay off our debt very soon in just a few more months. I'm super excited about that. And it's going to make me able to provide a home for our family again. And I get to do all that and follow my passion, which is serving others and helping other people. So you guys, I hope that those of you who are listening in tonight for the first time, just have an open mind and an open heart, and don't waste 3 years like I did. So, you know, if you just listen with an open mind and heart, you know, you might just find that this is the vehicle for you to be able to create the future that you want for yourself and your family. So thank you again so much for coming on tonight, and just looking forward to hearing Legina explain it. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Allison, and I appreciate you sharing all of that. And that's exactly right, what she said. And my kind of story is, my name is Legina Betts, and I'm an independent consultant and a VP with Arbonne. Was introduced to Arbonne actually now 14 years ago, and through my sister-in-law, who is Carleeta Nelson. And she sent me a sample packet, called me on the phone and said, gosh, Legina, I'm so excited about what I'm doing, and I really think this might be something for you. And I remember thinking, I don't know what in the world she's gotten herself into, but I don't want anything to do with it. And I threw away the sample packet, and every time I heard something about from home, Carleeta this and Carleeta that, and Carleeta's, and I'm like, good for her. I've never seen anything like, I've been to tons of different parties, but I've never seen anybody be successful. And so I knew that she was working a lot of hours. I knew my brother, Philip, was working way more hours and that he was never around. And I thought, okay, well, all right, it must, you know, good luck to her. And what she did, the very best thing for me, and instead of waiting for me to join her, she went and showed me how this could happen. And so in a very short time period, she has earned the company car with Arbonne. And I'm like, what? Are you kidding? I didn't think real people really actually did something like this. And as my story goes, my husband and my oldest daughter went on a medical missions trip and to Honduras. And I took my other 3 daughters and I went back home to Oklahoma to visit. And I called my mom and I said, here's when we're getting in. Can you pick me up from the airport? And Mom was so excited. She goes, oh, you're going to be home in enough time to go to Carleeta's car presentation and see her get her white Mercedes, and everybody's going to celebrate her. And I thought, oh, that is the last thing in the whole wide world I want to be at. Little did I know that while my husband's on a mission trip, God had me on a mission trip, and he needed me to see up close and personal exactly what not only the products, but more importantly, what the business can do for my family, but for so many other different families. And I sat there at that car presentation with my arms crossed, not really wanting to listen or absorb anything that's going on. But at the end of the night, I kept thinking, what do these ladies have that I don't have? What is it that's going on that they've got hope and we've got getting by syndrome? And that's exactly what we had, was getting by. And so I left that weekend And I had purchased my ID number to get my products at a discount because, hey, I know how to save money and I know how to stretch because we were a family of four. Well, family of six, four kids. We still are, except now we've added some son-in-laws and some grandkids into our family mix. But my husband is a pediatrician, and actually he was doing some of his practice at the same hospital where Carleeta was practicing for a while. And so we had gotten into a lot of debt as young adults. And I think it's kind of funny now as my kids are becoming adults, they said, Mom, this adulting thing is not all that it's cracked up to be. And that's where we found ourselves. When Dennis got out of medical school and we moved to Tennessee, we found ourselves in a lot of debt. And not only credit card debt, student loan debt galore, and as well as car loan. And we were getting by. We were living the American dream, which was staying just 2 steps ahead of the bank. And we experienced the great disappearing act. You know, the money hit into the checking account and the bank goes, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm left with nothing. And I'm trying to make everything work on nothing. And so I came home with that discount number. And I wasn't expecting the products to work, but they did. And that surprised me. And not only did I see a difference, my husband saw a difference, other people started seeing a difference. And I thought, wait, this isn't what I was expecting. And so I started doing some research on the company. And here's what we're going to find out. Let me just kind of step you through it as I kind of stepped through it, because I had never done anything like this. Now, I'd been to lots of home parties and I'd outfitted my kitchen and all kinds of gizmo gadgets and wall decks and all kinds of things by going to a party or hosting one. But I'd never seen anybody be successful until I saw Carleeta. And the reason why that this works is that Arbonne has been around, and because there's a lot of network marketing companies out there. So when you're looking for one, oops, hang on just a second. I'm going the wrong direction, and that's not what I want to go. So Arbonne has been around now for 37 years. And at the time when I started Arbonne, we were not that, because that's been 14 years ago that I heard about Arbonne. But now we've been around for 37 years and we've got the cutting edge technology. And that's what made the difference with my skin, was that this was something, although I've been using another skincare company for 18 years, this was different. And you can feel the difference. And what took my attention was this culture that we have of independent consultants. And that's what I saw in that room when I saw Carleeta's car presentation. And all the women there were quality caliber women. They were a variety of different sizes and ages and backgrounds. And there were, at that point, a small amount of men, but now we've got a growing amount of men who are joining Arbonne. And when I heard about the compensation plan that was available, I thought, okay, well, let's just talk about this. And I came home, and this was the research that I started doing. And I saw the women who were out there, and they were women that I wanted to be around, positive, other thinking people. And so what we find is that that our products are different and unique. And so we take the best of science and nature and come up with products that fit for every age group and both genders. And so what I purchased, because my husband's a pediatrician, that very first kit that I purchased, I bought some baby care products because he works with a lot of babies. We had young adults teenagers in our household. At that time, they ranged in ages from 6 to 12. And so I bought some acne line products for my oldest daughter, who was 12. I bought some products for me, and I also bought some products for my husband, but because he suffered from irritation of the skin. And so we kept seeing results from each person who was using these products. And it's based, the reason why is because we've got European standards, where the highest quality and caliber of ingredients. And so it's clinically tested over and over again until there's a zero reaction rate, because we don't test on animals, we test on humans. And we have certification, vegan, gluten, the kosher certification, and we're getting more as our company goes on. And so that's what makes it so different, what goes into our products as well as what we don't have in our products. And this is what's so astounding, because 14 years ago when I was in Arbonne, I was like, oh, this is bad for you? Well, and I went to my bathroom and I started looking after I got a little bit educated about what you should put on your skin, the largest organ of your body. And when I heard some of this stuff, I was like, hey, I buy only good quality stuff. And so I went into my bathroom and I'm like, I don't think, that's not my problem. And I started looking at my skincare that I was paying good money for. And some of these ingredients that I had now learned were harmful for my skin was on that. And I was like, oh, shoot. And I threw that away, and shoot. And I started throwing all of these products away because they were so harmful for us. Today, all of these things that we're formulated without in this long list, people are much more educated today about what we shouldn't be putting on our skin. And so that's what makes it such a revolutionary type product, not only in our skincare, which is our Mercedes line of products, but also it is in our nutritional line. So we've got products that cover everybody, just like what we had talked about before. And so that's important because it's a consumable product that people use on a daily basis, and they come back for more. But here was the learning that I had to do, was about network marketing, because I didn't understand about that model. I knew about going and getting your education, showing up for a job, working 40 hours a week, getting compensated for 40 hours a week. And if I needed more pay because we were having more kids, then I had to work extra overtime, or I had to work to get to another level when I was working for the University of Tennessee. And so that's the traditional model. And every time I go and I purchase products, go to Target and I buy something, I pay for everybody who touches my products. And so what I find is that this is the typical model that people go into when they're 16 or 17 going into the workforce, and what they end up at when they end up at in their late 60s, early 70s, because they're living paycheck to paycheck. And what makes us different is that Arbonne takes out all of the middlemen, and they compensate you for the work that you do just for sharing our products and recommending them to other people. And the reason that we talked about it, it's a consumable product, and people use it on a daily basis, and health and wellness is on a demand like never before. And the ability to leverage your time, I tell you what, when I started Arbonne, young mom with a lot of young kids, we needed to pay, but I also wanted to be fully engaged with my children. But I also wanted to be fully engaged with the activities I felt passionate about. We were involved in our church. I was PTO president, taught a ladies' Bible study, but we also needed income to make the bills work. And so that's what this gives you, is the ability to leverage your time by duplicating. And as you help other people grow their business, then you also grow your business. And that's what I just didn't understand. And what I love is that if I've got a phone and I got a computer, I can take my business anywhere. And it's a business that can travel. And so what we find is it's a global opportunity all throughout the United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Poland. And we just opened up into Taiwan. And so it's exciting. We've got global expansion. So it starts with you. It starts with me. And as we add preferred clients and we strengthen our retail and we strengthen our team base, then your business grows. And the only way, and this is what really impressed me, because the only way you can grow in your business is by helping other people. And what I found was that that's what I was already passionate about, was helping other people. And the more I did that, the more Arbonne said, thank you. And so district manager, Carleeta said, get to district manager right away. And I said, okay, I've never seen a party. And so she helped me because she lives in Oklahoma. I live in Tennessee. She walked through it with me, what to say, what to do. And I did that very first party scared. I'll tell you what, I had sweat running down my back and my knees were knocking. But what I found was that nobody died. More importantly, I didn't die. And somebody booked an activity, booked their own little get together. And I thought, okay. So she said, get to district manager in 1 month. So I did. And that's what I love, is that this business is totally up to you. You can take it as fast or as slow as you want to. And we needed help right away. And I thought, if I'm going to do this, I've got to give it my full force, because the fear of failing nearly stopped me from starting. And so I thought, I've got to just go and jump in now so that I can make it work. And so district manager, you can make anywhere from $200 to an extra $1,000. And then area manager is the second level. And that's what I really had my sights set on, is I needed to be an area manager to take care of all of that student loan debt that we were crunched into. And the average family nationwide has over $49,000 worth of student loan debt. And what we're finding in today's society is that as parents are finally paying off their student loan debt, then their kids are starting to accumulate, and they're helping their kids with their student loan debt. And so it's like Sally Mae will never leave. And that's what I needed. I needed Sally Mae to go away. And area manager was what could help me with that. And area managers make anywhere from $1,000 to $4,000. Your business is also willable at this level. And that is so exciting, so that if something were to happen to me tomorrow on the way into town, then my business is willed to my family and my paycheck continues to go on. And that is incredible. And I've never heard of any other company being able to offer that. And that's one of the beauties that we have with this business. Then regional vice president is the level that caught my attention from Carleeta. And regional vice presidents make anywhere from $4,000 to $10,000 or more a month, and as well as that white Mercedes and an $800 car allowance. My first white Mercedes was $800, $806.55 was my first car payment. So Arbonne paid the first $800, and I paid a cappuccino cost for a Mercedes every month. And I tell you what, I loved getting to this level, and because I followed our business plan that Carleeta laid out for us, working an average of 8 times a month and teaching and training one new person to come into your business every month. And at the end of 11 months was a regional vice president. And then as I continue to share and give hope and passion to other people for that hope, just like Allison said, being able to buy a home and being able to have time, then what you find is national vice president is there, totally unlimited at what you can make at this level. And in less than 2 years, was able to be at that national vice president level. But more importantly, to be able to help everybody at every level to get what they want out of Arbonne. So it's totally based upon them. Common fears and hesitations. I had all of these. Not enough time. We didn't have enough money. No enough people. And here's what my holdup is: what would other people think? My husband's a doctor. What are other people going to think? And what I came to realize is that no one else made our house payment. No one else was responsible for being with my kids and for the ability for my husband to be able to be at home and to have our dreams, that to do things with our family. And it didn't matter what other people thought. What mattered is what happened in my own household and what we could do. And so what I found was that it's only $79 to get started. I could purchase my products to use that I also used in my business. And it was a very doable system that's right in front of you. And so I thought, really, what's the worst case scenario? And I always like to think about that. What's the worst case scenario? I have products that I was already seeing a great difference in my skin. My daughter was, my husband was. Um, I had time to spend with friends, met new friends. I found that the person that I was becoming was everything that God had created me to be, but that fears and hesitations had held me back in. And I thought, what do I really have to lose? And I had nothing to lose, is what it was. Had absolutely nothing to lose and so much to gain. And what we have seen is that our life has been so much different. We've able to dream again, not only pay off our student loan debt, but to be able to send our kids to college without any debt. And they don't have that around their neck as they're graduating from college. And more importantly, to help people live out their passions that God has given to them. And that's what makes me excited. That's what gets me up and says, what is it and who is it that I can help today? And so I just appreciate you guys being with us tonight. And if any of this made any sense and just like, yeah, that's what I want, then get back with the person that invited you to be on tonight. And they can help you with the steps to get started and to going to that next step with us. So I appreciate you being, again, with us tonight. Allison, thanks for sharing tonight. And we look forward to chatting with you in the very soon. And I'm going to stop this recording and answer any questions that we've got.